Close on the heels of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's assertion against terrorism in America, the United States asked Pakistan to ensure that its territory is not used for planning terror attacks in India. Also asks Pakistan to go after all terror groups operating from its soil. Union Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar says Pakistan considers India a potential enemy and attacking India their birthright. Speaking on the Mumbai and Pathankot attacks, he says that a befitting reply has to be given to Pakistan. Addressing a press conference in Ghaziabad, he said there is 30 to 40% less transgression on the LOC across the Indo-China border this year. Polling for biennial elections for 27 seats of the Rajya Sabha to take place in the states of Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka and Haryana today. 30 out of a total of 57 seats have already been decided without a contest. The counting of votes will also take place today itself. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairs 3 key meetings in South Block, reviews preparations for the Asian Ministerial Conference on Disaster Risk Reduction, chairs a meeting to review the status of NAT graded and the status of crime and criminal tracking network and systems. Delhi court awards imprisonment for life to all 5 convicts charged with raping a Danish woman in the capital in 2014, saying they had levelled a stigma on the face of the country. According to the prosecution, the 5 all vagabonds had robbed and gang-raped the Danish tourist at knife point on the night of January 14, 2014, after leading her to a secluded spot close to New Delhi railway station. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj talks to the family of an Indian woman abducted in Kabul, assures all support to ensure her safe release. The woman Judith D'Souza was working with an NGO, the Aga Khan Foundation, who was abducted from Taimani area of Kabul. The Indian embassy is also in touch with the Afghan authorities to ensure her safe release. 2 people, including a civilian worker, died on board aircraft carrier INS Vikramaditya after a toxic gas leak. The incident took place while the ship was undergoing maintenance work at Karwar. 4 people, including 2 naval sailors and 2 civilian workers, inhaled toxic gas while maintenance work was being undertaken. In another case of deteriorating law and order situation in Bihar, newly elected Mukhiya of Koilama Panchayat in Nalanda district, Poonam Devi was shot dead. Police say 3 people are involved in the murder and personal rivalry could not be ruled out. Meanwhile, the BJP has accused Chief Minister Nitish Kumar of neglecting the law and order situation in the state. In Kerala, heavy downpour continues unabated in almost all parts of the state, with widespread loss of property and destruction of standing crops. The Met Department has predicted advancement of the monsoon to remaining parts of coastal and south interior Karnataka, some parts of South Konkan and Goa, north interior Karnataka and some more parts of Rayalaseema and coastal Andhra. 3 killed in Idukki district in rain-related incidents. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley says the courts cannot perform the functions of executive and the independence of the two will have to be strictly maintained. Speaking at a function in the national capital, Jaitley says if the judiciary fails to act, the executive cannot take up that role on the plea that there are mounting pending cases. The Enforcement Directorate moved a special PMLA court in Mumbai seeking to declare liquor baron Vijay Mallya a proclaimed offender in connection with its money laundering probe against him in an alleged bank loan fraud case. The ED in its plea has said that there are multiple arrest warrants pending against Mallya in various cases like that of check bounce, and he is also wanted in a money laundering case. Belgian police have arrested 1 more suspect in the Brussels terror attacks case. He is charged with terrorism offences, the Belgian Federal Prosecutor's Office has said. According to the prosecutor's office, a 31-year-old Belgian citizen identified as Ali EHA was detained in a Brussels district where those who staged suicide bombings in the European capital used to live. UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon has welcomed Prime Minister Narendra Modi's support for early implementation of the Paris Climate Agreement during his just concluded US visit. He said a record 175 UN member states had signed the Paris Agreement on climate change to limit global temperature rise to below 2 degrees Celsius, and now the countries need to bring it into force this year. Avinav Bindra, India's only individual Olympic gold medalist, has been chosen as the flag bearer of the Indian contingent at the opening ceremony of the Rio Olympic Games. Participating in his 5th Olympics, the shooter has been confirmed by the Indian Olympic Association as a choice to lead the contingent on the 5th of August. Saina Nehwal and K. Srikanth have entered the semi-finals of the Australian Super Series badminton tournament. Saina beat Thailand's Ratchanok Intanon in the women's singles quarter-final. In the men's singles, Kidambi Srikanth beat Kwang Hee Hyo.